How to get full lashes in 4 easy steps. Let's get to it right now. The first step is you want to curl your lashes. Now, ever since I've gotten into menopause, my lashes have been so stubby. I mean, you can't even see them anymore. And they used to be really long and lush. But, once we start losing our hair, we start losing our eyelashes too. Our eyelashes don't have time to grow in their follicles because they've already fallen out. And it's just something that I have to work around. So here is my workaround without having to go through the whole false eyelashes thing. I've never worn false eyelashes, and I just don't plan on ever doing it because, number one, I don't like the heaviness of the false eyelashes, and also I wear contact lenses, so I get a little bit worried about that kind of stuff. So I'm going to show you how I do it with just some basic store-bought products. It's really super simple. So again, the first thing is you want to get a really good eyelash curler. Now this I get from the store, from the grocery store, that you can get them anywhere. You can get it at Target, you can get it at CVS, or you can get it at nicer stores, but I wouldn't spend any more than $10 on one. A lot of times, if they breaks like a few months later or a year later, you could just throw it out and get a new one. Now, a lot of people don't like to use eyelash curlers. Why? Because they pinch your skin when you put it into the curler. And if that happens to you, don't get discouraged. You're probably just doing it a little bit wrong. You need to refine your technique. And when you put your lashes into the curler, you don't need to put them all the way to the base of your lashes. You only need to curl the second half, or the outer part of your eyelashes. You don't need to go all the way to the root. So just put a little bit of your lashes in the curler and then gradually press down to make sure you don't have any skin in there. And that's how you do it. Okay, so it usually just takes a couple of tries and you can get the hang of it. So I'm going to show you right now how I do mine. So I'm going to open up the curler. I'm going to settle it my lashes right into it, kind of cradle my lashes into it, and then bring it forward just a little bit. And then don't go down hard. Go down a little bit just to make sure you don't have any skin in there. And once you've got it, you're going to press down. So I'm pressing for just a little bit. Once you do this a couple times, it's just like riding a bike. You'll always get the hang of it. And then I just press it a couple times. I just pump it a couple times, the curler, and that's it. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the other side. Again, I just kind of nestle my lashes in there. You don't have to do all of them, and then I'll go ahead and curl it. This takes a couple extra seconds. This step is really worth it. I always recommend you do this. Now, I don't know anything about heated eyelash curlers. I don't usually use those fancy gadgets. This one does the trick just fine. So my lashes are now fine and curled. All right, we're gonna go to the second step, eyelash primer. So super important. I can't believe I went my whole life without even knowing what this was until a couple years ago when I saw it on the market. I had to get it. I had to give it a try, and I love it. The reason why eyelash primer is so perfect and so helpful for the volume of your lashes and the length of your lashes is because it creates almost like volume on top of your actual lash without it feeling clumpy. It just kind of gives a little bit of texture to your lashes. So while I'm talking, I'm going to go ahead and apply it. Now, the one I bought is white, so it's not clear. I recommend if it has a little bit of a tint to it so you can see it on your lashes. That's always helpful so you know it's on there. And I just kind of apply it like you apply mascara. And yes, I do. Sometimes I'll do the bottom lashes, although I have to be a little bit more careful with the bottom lashes because I don't have as much of a need to have volume on the bottom, but I do sometimes will do the bottom just like this. I'll just kind of, with a light hand, I'll just put some on the bottom. I think it really just depends on how voluminous you want your lashes to be. If you're going somewhere special, you might want a little bit of an extra touch. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit on the bottom. I'm going to go get a little bit of more product on there. And we're going to do this side. Now, I sometimes will do 2 coats. I'll let this coat dry up or set up a little bit. It doesn't have to be perfectly dry, but it doesn't really take that long for it to finish setting up onto your lashes. And this makes a huge difference. So let's go in with one more quick coat. And again, if you get the one that's tinted, you're going to be able to see them right on your eyelashes. I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's right there. Okay. I'm going to give it a little bit of time to set up while I talk about the third step. Okay, so the third step is serum. Okay. Now for this, I usually get a mascara serum combined. The one that I have here also has a little bit of primer in it, but that's okay. I mean, you can build your lashes this way. I just happen to get a serum that I use with my mascara, and the reason why is because if I got a serum that didn't have mascara in it, I probably would forget to use it, and I would probably have to put it on at night, and I don't really like that. I like to kind of have a combination so I can kind of let it do two things at one time. So that's why I have the combination, okay? So I think my primer is already set up. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in with this serum mascara. Now I'm gonna do a really quick coat because again, it's all about the serum, and definitely the mascara helps. So if I wanted to stop at this step, then I could do that. But remember, we're trying to go for the falsy look. We're trying to get extra with our lashes, but you can definitely stop right at this step if you don't want to do the fourth step, which I'm going to show you in a second. Okay, so here we go. Now the nice thing is that the serum is going to work all during the day, just like while my mascara is on, the serum is working. That's why I kind of like to have it combined. It's just so much easier for me. Plus, sometimes when I put my serum on at night, and then if I go right to bed, sometimes, well, a couple times the night serums, which I don't use anymore, would get in my eyes, and they would sting my eyes. And then if you go to bed, sometimes it'll get on your pillow or it'll smudge. And I don't really like that. So again, we're just kind of giving it a cover. Now, if this was all I was going to use was this serum mascara, I would probably be a lot more careful about it, my application, to make sure I got every lash in there, but I'm going to go over it with the fourth step. So the fourth step, let's get right to it. This is a very a volume mascara that I got at the drugstore. So this is like the second mascara. I really like this because it's very light to the touch, and it doesn't clump up. And I like it because I go through my mascara a lot, and I can just run out to the drugstore and get a refill. This is the Maybelline Sky High. I have to be very careful and separate my lashes. If you do get a little bit of a clump in there, you can always go in with a mascara comb just like this and then just comb it out. And the second mascara does give it a much richer, deeper look, like that. You have to be really careful with no clumps, but I just wanted to show you an alternative to the mascaras. If you wanted to just use a store-bought brand and you didn't want to have to go online, you could definitely use this and get it anywhere. When I do my bottom lashes, I just try to be really careful that I don't get it anywhere on my under my eyes. I'm a little bit clumsy that way. I don't know if you guys are that way. I definitely am. And now I'm going to go in and just kind of separate a little bit. And there we have it. Now, some people will go in after mascara is on and curl their lashes again. I don't do that because that will tug on my lashes and my lashes will pull out. Last thing, another tip is a lot of women ask me about waterproof mascara. I stay away from waterproof mascara. And the reason why is because waterproof mascara is very difficult to take off. And again, you don't want to be pulling your lashes out. You want to keep them in as long as possible. That's the problem, is that when we lose our hair, our lashes fall out prematurely. It doesn't allow them to stay in the follicle long enough to grow and to give us that full lush length. If you use waterproof mascara, again, it's very difficult to get off, and you will pull on your lashes and you will pull them out. So I usually use a water resistant that will generally stay from smearing. If you get sprinkled, now if you're going in a pool and you're going underwater and you're swimming a lot, and you're going to the beach and you're getting splashed with water and you're underwater a lot, that might be a different case. You might want to do waterproof mascara, but I would not do it on a normal basis if you're worried about sweating and all that. Water resistant mascara is very good when it comes to sweating and things like that. You can do other techniques for mascara that runs or anything like that. There are other techniques to use as opposed to waterproof mascara. I would just stay away from them. It's hard to get off, and then if you don't take your mascara off properly, that's even worse for your lashes, because then it really clumps your lashes and it's a disaster. So I would stay away from waterproof, go with water resistant, and you should be fine the majority of the time. Okay, so those are my tips. Look at my lashes. Nice, lush, long lashes without having to use falsies. I just use those few things, and I love it. So catch me on the next video, and I'll show you another technique.